All right, guys, welcome 5 Week Scale Academy, week number 2, session number 2. Like Taylor said, I'm freaking ecstatic about the growth that you guys are having. You're not supposed to do this, but a lot of you guys messaged me this week just saying, look, dude, already, we're week 1 in, already seeing a lot of progress and traction already. Week number 2 is going to be fun. I'm really excited about this one. This is going to be a little bit shorter than the last one because we didn't have a lot of Q&A on the last one. Somebody asked that we do a little bit more Q&A. So here we go, guys. Week number 2, quick recap for you. We began last week to understand what the hell we can scale by creating a list of the tasks in our business to complete a deal. I think almost everybody did that. If you didn't, it's okay. Come back, do it here in a minute. That's fine, but that's where we started. Sorry about that. So guys, if you didn't do it, make sure you do it here ASAP. We're going in order, A to Z, start to finish. So if you jump in partially through, it's not going to make sense. If you did the assignment, we now have either a list that we can complete. If I can read, would be really good. If you did the assignment last week, we now either have a complete list or at least the framework of a list that we can begin to document and organize. Week number 2 is all about documenting and organizing our full system and our full progress. So Lawrence Fuller had a great list. A lot of you guys had phenomenal lists. I'm just going to say that right now. I did not have a chance to look at every single one of them, but Lawrence had a really, really good one. And guys, Lawrence is primarily doing wholesale. There are a lot of elements in here to buy and hold. So guys, take a second really, really quick, screenshot it if you want. It's in the group, so you guys can go back and look at it. But I mean, we literally have the framework, which would be like marketing. And then we've got down a little bit, gather information, walk the property, deal analysis, make an offer, under contract, due diligence. Like that is the framework. So a lot of you guys did that effective really, really well over the past 7 days, which is awesome. I love it. The sub framework that we did under marketing, he's got creating a lead, tax delinquent, website, real acquisition, blah, blah, blah. So guys, if your list doesn't look something like this, we can go back and we can revisit it. But this is a very, very good example of what it's going to look like.
Well, and Jordan, you should be checking other people's lists out anyways to see what you forgot or what you can add on. I was giving somebody a hard time, and unintentionally after the fact, I went back and was like, oh, that came out way, way worse than I wanted. Guys, nothing we do is brand new. So I want you to be seeing what other people are doing and copying them and saying, man, that's a really good idea. Hey, I hadn't thought about skip tracing or cold calling.
Yeah. I steal people's stuff all the time. I just read a really, really good book called Steal Like an Artist. And the whole point is, guys, there are no original ideas out there. You think this is an original idea that I'm teaching you tonight? No. I learned it from somebody who learned it from somebody who learned it from somebody. Taylor, we're teaching content, I mean, literally to this day, like from The Richest Man in Babylon that was written forever ago. So guys, steal other people's stuff. I mean, do it ethically, but this is a great list. Lawrence, if you're on the call, great example, man. I'm really proud of the progress that you're taking. So guys, moving forward, once we have our list and we have identified which tasks we either one, have to do. Last week I shared that I have to sign my own documents for like a loan, a lot of the buy sell, at least right now. So that's something that I have to do. The second thing is, what are you the best at? Or 3, what do you actually enjoy? A lot of you guys did a phenomenal job of on your list highlighting, dude, I have to do this in my business. Or dude, I am the #1 person at blank. Or dude, I hate everything but blank. You guys did a phenomenal job at that, and I'm really glad that you did that. I spend my time in my business doing what I enjoy. You guys might find this ironic, but there's very, very few things in real estate that I am good at. I'm going to say that again. There's very few things in real estate that I'm good at. I'm not the best marketer. I'm not the best negotiator. I'm not the best at going out and finding deals. I'm sure as hell not the best at doing a walkthrough. Inspection, barely. Like I kind of know what bad electric looks like, right? So I am the worst on my team at most of what my team does. I'm good at 1 or 2 things. So guys, this is going to be done before we can identify the team members. A lot of you guys were like, well, Jordan, how do I find this? How do I go find this and this and this? How do I attract this team that is going to be doing All of the stuff that I don't want to do or I'm not good at, that's next week. So before we can give our team something, you can't teach anybody a damn thing unless you yourself can explain the task. How can you explain how to go market if you don't know how to go do marketing? Quick plug, Market Domination. If you guys aren't there, make sure you're there. How can you explain how to do a walkthrough if you've never gone and looked at a property? You have to know a lot of this stuff and document it so that anybody on your team that follows behind you knows what they're doing. That's why step number 2 is so important. Number 1, we made a list of everything that we have to do. Step number 2, between now and the next 7 days, we're going to be documenting and explaining exactly what the hell we do to our team. So guys, this doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to do a 10-hour PowerPoint presentation, edited from 55 different people with a cool flashy intro and a countdown like Jordan just did. You don't have to do that. If you have a cell phone or if you have a laptop computer, you can do this effectively. We're simply documenting what we do and we're going to organize that. So I'm going to give you guys a really, really quick example of what this can look like. I'm going to get out of screen share, so guys, just hang on one second. So one of the tasks that I really, really enjoy delegating is showing people how to virtually drive for dollars. This building right here is a 14-unit building that I own. I bought this in January of 2017. So what I'm teaching my people to do, often through video, is I would be recording a video just like you guys are watching now. And let's just pretend that Taylor Pugh is my VA. Taylor, you're going to go to Google and you're going to start at an address that I tell you. What you're going to do is you're going to go down the street like this. And I want you to start identifying anything that fits my criteria, whether I'm single family buy and hold, whether I'm wholesale, whether I'm fix and flip. If I was looking for commercial buildings, they could find these buildings just like this and say, okay, this is a commercial car wash. Random example. If you guys aren't looking for car washes or whatever, you might eventually find a buyer. So what Google Street View is doing is giving me the address 598 West Main Street. So if I was teaching somebody on my team how to virtually drive for dollars, I would be recording my screen just like you guys are looking at now. And I would show them how to go up and down the street, like very, very simple. Here's a multifamily property that I had under contract last year, did not close on it. Sad. This is one that I almost got a while ago. So guys, all we're doing is we're showing our team how to do this. I would show them, hey, look, 701 West Main Street, we're going to put that here. This is what we're going to do. That is the process that I'd be showing my team. Random example, if you guys aren't doing that yet, it's okay. Jump back in. So that's what, guys, one of many, many, many examples, okay? So guys, what tools are we gonna use? I prefer to keep it extremely simple for the sake of my sanity. To document, I use Zoom. Again, that's the platform that we're on right now. You can do a free account. It's free. It's really, really easy. You can do it on your phone or on a laptop or a tablet. I also use my phone. If I'm out in the field, I use my phone. Some people have like really, really fancy cameras. I don't. I just use whatever cell phone I've got.
Hey, Jordan, can I hit on that for just 1 second?
Yeah.
You're going to be out in the field and you're going to be taking videos and you're going to be like, blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to turn the phone sideways on accident and you're going to go back. Like, guys, you don't have to be top of the line quality videos. If I'm doing a walkthrough and I say, guys, this is a 4-2 with 3.5 baths, and then I get to the third bath and I realize, you know what? There's an extra bathroom. My bad, guys. Hey, there's a fourth bath. My mistake. Like, I don't need you going. I used to spend a lot of time editing my videos and make them really precise. And then I realized everybody makes mistakes. So I just need you to take a general overview of here's about what I want it to look like and then get it out there. I'm not saying you can't come through after the fact and edit it if you want, but don't spend a lot of time on this specific item. Just get it out there and then edit as needed.
Guys, you don't have to go out and buy Photoshop 10 or like any of these crazy programs. Just use your phone, use Zoom. It's really, really easy to do. They're both going to give you an MP3 or an MP4 file. So again, the street view thing that I just showed you, that'd be a really good example of something that you could do on your laptop or tablet. Also on Zoom, you could do how to post a Craigslist ad, how to fill out a contract, how to add addresses to a Google document or an Excel spreadsheet. You could be showing your team how to input leads into your CRM, something like Podio. You could be recording an example phone call, literally cold calling, property management, gathering seller information, etc. Guys, I've got over 100 videos of me on my cell phone like this talking to a seller. I put it on speaker, and I have Zoom going just like this, and I'm recording a conversation so that when the people on my team are going to start cold calling, they can go look at an example phone call. They can go in and they can hear every single objection that I had that I overcame. They can hear how I introduced myself. You know, they can hear how I handled adversity and somebody saying, dude, F you, bro, don't call me ever again. They can see that firsthand in my folder that is cold calling, right? What else we have? Making an offer. Guys, most of what we are recording on Zoom can be handled by anybody in the world. There's very, very few things in real estate that can't be handled from, you know, Florida or Taiwan or India, right? Most of what we're doing is not difficult, and it does not have to be done by you in your market. My market is 3 hours away, my main market, and that's why I have such a phenomenal team. I'm not going to go over there every time. So these are all things that you can do from a laptop. And then obviously, if you're out in the field, you could be driving for dollars. You could be at the courthouse. Taylor does that a lot. Hey, team, this is what we do in our market in Charlotte. This is the courthouse. You're going to go up to level 3. You're going to talk to Susie. Here's Susie. Hi, Susie. Like, you guys document the whole thing. It makes it so much easier for your team. So outside the office, phone camera again. You might have driving for dollars, property inspection, wholesale buy and hold, fix and flip. All of that's possible. You could have signing a contract in person. Todd's got some phenomenal videos.
Who does that? Who signs a contract in person?
This is like 1987.
Can I share I had to fax something today for the first time in a year and a half? Like, is it 1965? Are we crying because the teletype went out of business, or the telegraph? Like, I had to fax something today to a normal person too. It wasn't like to a government organization. Anyways, made me step back in time.
Taylor, there's I don't know, there's 39 people on this call that wish they had your problems, right? So some people got some bigger problems they're going through. So what else do we have here? Evictions. I've had some pretty nasty evictions, and I'm really fortunate that I've been able to document a couple of them. Really, really awkward to evict somebody when you have a phone. But hey, so guys, depending on your personalized business, you might have more or less quote unquote in person. Again, I'm 3 hours away from my market. I don't have much in person. The key here is to begin documenting these with your phone or camera so you can eventually outsource them. Walkthrough of Lockbox, blah, blah, blah. Anybody use Lockboxes? I am a freaking Lockbox fool. I've got a spreadsheet with like 40 some odd different Lockboxes, what the combination is, where they are. It is so easy for me. Again, instead of being there and letting a contractor in, yeah, let me look really quick. Oh, 3546 is the combination. Yeah, I'm a Lockbox freak. When people steal my Lockboxes, which happens almost every single month, why? Like they will cut the lockbox and then take it, not even break into the property. They just take my Lockboxes.
Jordan, so one day we're gonna have to get you a system, because I know that sometimes we talk about systems. I have a system for your Lockboxes where it'll never be an issue again. Dude, we'll talk about that offline.
Get off my call. Really? Taylor, I'm gonna pay the $147 or whatever for your course or your information on Lockboxes.
Actually, Ben asked, so I'll share it real quick. Guys, The Lockbox code is somebody on the project's last 4 digits of their cell phone number. Somebody's. I don't care who you make it, the general contractor or one of the team members or the painter. Like, it's somebody's last 4 digits of the cell phone. So I don't ever have to text you a code. I just say, oh, what's the last 4 of Jordan's cell phone? Okay, there it is. So
Don't be giving out that number, buddy.
I'd have to have your number saved. Sorry, you're not important enough. You didn't make the cut.
Guys, I think by now you guys are beginning to see what we're describing here. It's not difficult, guys. You've got a list. We made that last week. We identified what you're doing, what everyone else is doing. You're beginning to use Zoom or similar in video to document the process. Now that you have all these videos, what do you do? I don't know if anybody's overwhelmed yet, but some of you guys are probably thinking, well, shit, dude, I've got 155 freaking videos. Okay, now what? I only have so much storage on my phone or on my computer. So what do we do with them? Guys, this is where the organization part comes into play. And you're gonna need a place to host your training content. You can do it on Google Docs. I personally am a Google Doc guy. It's very, very easy for my team. I don't have to worry about anything really. Taylor is more of a Dropbox guy, I think, which is fine. I'm gonna give you an example of both of those really, really quick. I made these randomly just to show you guys, so don't criticize me here. So guys, if you had a Google document gig, again, remember your subheadings or your headings, buyer relations, contract, deal sheet, gather the information, marketing, property walkthrough, seller script. Inside each of these, like these are all albums. Inside of the album, you might have paperwork, you might have explanation video, anything that your team would need, like just take marketing, for example. Anything that they would need, courthouse, Craigslist, driving for dollars, anything that they would need, you would house it inside of that album. So on my team, I've got 4 people that do marketing. They know that inside of their training, I only give them access to marketing. They're not my negotiator. They're not my closer. They are only marketing. So they only have access to the marketing. And on mine, instead of driving for dollars, one of these says FAQ. So every time they have a freaking question, like I check it, I don't know, a couple times a week. Every time they input a question, I simply go in really, really quick. I either type an answer or I make a very, very quick video. Jordan, I don't know what to do in Craigslist. Okay, here you go. Here's a 35-second YouTube video, unlisted, and I'll just put the link right in there. They can go watch it. I never have to answer that effing question again. One time. So guys, you can imagine if you start doing this after 4, 5, 6 months, you're not answering very many questions, are you? You know, you probably have 65 questions on your list. So guys, this is Google Docs. Again, I'm gonna go back one. You're gonna have different albums for the different types of people on your team. Next week, we're gonna cover teams, but this is how do you document? How do you organize all this stuff? I'm gonna show you an example on Dropbox. Again, contracts, you can have inspection, marketing, whatever your outline that you made last week. You know, again, you had marketing and then you had pre-qualification. Each one of those is going to be an album, either in, Dropbox, Google Drive. Taylor, is there any other major places that people would host this?
There's a couple other ones. Microsoft has one called Box, and Apple iCloud has another service. So I don't really care where it's hosted. I just need to be hosted remotely. For me, Dropbox is very convenient, as it has an app on the phone where on my phone I can literally pull up right this minute any contract I've ever signed. So for me, that's powerful. Google is very similar, I'm sure. But yeah, there's a bunch of features. We're not recommending one over the other, but if you choose one, just go with it. Dropbox is something like $9 a month, and I have unlimited storage.
Yeah, it's really, really easy. While we're here, guys, I'm actually going to bring Taylor on here in just a second. Your personal preference, I don't care. I don't care if you want this to say, whatever. That's not the point of this training, guys. Make it customizable to you in your business. I don't want to see everyone's looking exactly like mine or everyone's looking exactly like Taylor's. My business is unique to me. My team is unique to me. My team might need 10 times less content than your team. Your team might be 10 times more advanced than my team, right? So you're going to cater this a little bit to your team. And they might be saying, Taylor, dude, we desperately need more information on courthouse. You know, like depending on your team, this is going to look radically different. So again, guys, you're going to start to make video or written content every single one of those steps that you wrote out last week. When you have that, you're going to organize it in Dropbox, Google Docs, whatever the hell you want. You're going to organize it so that when I bring on, I've got on my screen, when I bring John Brown in and John Brown starts working with my team, you know, I had a short interview and he says, dude, I drive for a living. I work for FedEx. 24/7 I drive. Dude, you sound like a great person on my team underneath this album right here, Driving for Dollars. John, I'll give you $500 for every single lead that you give me that I'm able to do something with. Guys, the power in this is when I have 55 John Browns, right? Like pizza delivery people, like Uber Eats, Uber drivers, like these people drive for a freaking living. It's easy. John, I need you to input the address of properties that you find and then put your initials there. Great. Next, I've got Corey Keller. Corey Keller he works in a freaking mailroom. Like, you guys see what I'm saying? Like, you're going to find different people. We're going to talk about this next week. You're going to find people that are not employees that you are going to bring onto your team, give them access to the specific album that you need them to be in, and then train the hell out of them so that they can have the tools for success. I'm going to pop out a screen share and bring Taylor Pugh on, and we're going to continue this little journey.
Hey guys, just hitting what's in chat real quick. Office 365 comes with a terabyte of OneDrive cloud storage. Gmail hosting email gives you unlimited storage. Frank, I actually don't think it's unlimited. I think it's 15 gigs because I'm currently hitting my 15 gig limit on Gmail, but I'm okay being wrong. With all of that said, there you go. It depends on the package. So maybe if you have a business one, there's a different something else going on. Mine's a personal one. I'm going to jump back into the PowerPoint. Let's do this first. Before I do that, hey, anyone have any questions so far over what Jordan's covered? I'll give you just a minute to hit that.
And guys, we are going to do a Q&A at the end as well.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we hadn't confused anyone in the broad overview. I'm going to go a little more in depth here on a couple items, and then we're going to have some big Q&A at the end. Oh, cool. Victor did one on a painting business. Nice. Podio. Podio's for something different, Kim. It's not a no, but that's for it's more of a CRM, and I'm actually not going to talk about that today. So I'm not saying no. It's just for something different. That's more for tracking leads independently. There are some people that are really, really good at it, and I am not one of those people. So I can do this, put something in the group chat, and I can post you to some, again, YouTube videos of people that are really good on that. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna jump back into the PowerPoint. Let me. And then Jordan, I've got you. If you'll give me a thumbs up if you see the full screen. Perfect. Make sure we're on the right side. Einstein had a quote, and it's if you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough. So as we're making these videos, guys, I need it to be really like third grade education level here for your VAs or whoever you got, because they're not going to have all the knowledge, so they're not going to understand how it all fits together. So you have to be very specific. Go to this website and copy this information, put it in this form, push enter, that type of thing. I'm running into Jordan's problem where I can't see my cursor, so give me just a moment. Okay, so do yourself a favor. As you're developing this, I need you to keep it organized. If that's in Dropbox or on YouTube or whatever service you use, we're just going to use a blanket. Whatever service you're using, I need you to keep it organized, and then you're going to have subcategories falling down underneath that. For me, something that's really common is like you're going to have like the real estate folder, and then I have like under contract, negotiating, prospects. And each one of those is going to have an address for the folder name. And as it moves through the process, that folder is going to be moved from one folder to the next. keep in mind that they're not going to know anything about what you're doing. So your descriptions need to help them find what they're looking for. Both Zoom and your phone can upload to YouTube, Vimeo. Does Vimeo have unlisted, Jordan? I don't use that service. It does? Okay. So here's what you're going to see on the phone for YouTube. Other video services have similar. I love YouTube just because everyone knows how to get to YouTube. There's virtually nobody that can't get to YouTube and understand what you're doing. So on the top left, there's going to be a little camera icon. It's then going to, if it's the first time doing this, there's going to be a couple pop-ups that like allow access to the microphone, allow access to your videos, stuff like that. Once you've seen that the first time though, you're going to show your videos. Select the video you want. Now, specifically, we're showing you your title. A lot of times, like property walkthroughs, I'll put the address or a description of what you're trying to do. The privacy settings is really important. What all of you perceive as being normal YouTube is what we call public search. That's what you're used to and you understand. If you've never used this back end of YouTube, all you've seen on YouTube only has been a public search. Unless someone sent you a link, Jordan sent you a link, I've sent you a link. What we're suggesting is there's two other settings. In that far right picture you can see there's a public setting. This is what anybody can see. This is standard YouTube. The unlisted section is what I'm recommending you use. That's where I can send you a link, but unless you're sent the link, you can't activate it. There's also a third setting, which is a private setting. Private setting I don't recommend you use because you can see it, and then each additional person that you want to add, you have to individually invite them. So I'd have to get Jordan's YouTube account email, and I'd have to individually invite him. As we're developing systems, it's not time effective team unless it's very super secret squirrel, like nobody can know about this outside of 3 select people. But even then, if that's the case, you shouldn't be posting it to YouTube. That's just my opinion. Like, private should only be used for, and the only example I can think of that even makes sense is like family videos and kids. That's the only place that makes sense, and other than that, you shouldn't be using it. So you should have a couple different breakdowns. You should have like a marketing and like a deal analysis, you can do a bunch of like what do they call playlists. So like here's how to market it in my different channels, and you have a marketing playlist. So stuff like that is what you're going to be doing. We'll come back to this, and if anyone needs help on this specific item, once you've done it once, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's kind of one of those like put your hands on and understand it type things. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on this. You can go to the link, you can add it to Dropbox, you can put it in Google Drives, and then you save it. What Jordan's suggesting is that you save it in your Dropbox with a bunch of links to all your different videos. And then they can, if you have a step-by-step, step 1, step 2, step 3, and just go down the line. The really cool part here is that where we were talking about what storage might or might not be available, you're not paying for the hosting of those sites or of those videos. You're going to want that frequently asked question inside of each category, so that way as team members are asking questions or having trouble, hey, where do I reach out and find this specific item? You'll be able to just point back there. And we utilize that a lot in even Facebook will utilize that. We'll use the search feature on the Facebook, and when someone asks a question, as opposed to me re-answering it a 14th time, all I'll do is I'll link them back to the old video I've done, and that way they can get that answered. And the cool part there is I spent half an hour explaining it one time, and I can go really in depth in half an hour. And in fact, it's been around me. I'm pretty good at talking. I can handle that.
Really quick, guys. What Taylor's saying, you don't have to have 97 freaking videos in one album. You can have one sheet, one piece of paper, whatever you want to call it, that has all the videos listed off. Start here, video 1. Don't watch video 2 until you've watched video 1. So to make it less overwhelming, have one document or 2 documents and just have a bunch of videos listed in order and give them a description.
Yeah, with a start here document that says, if you're brand new to the team, I need you to watch these 5 things. As a kind of caveat. Actually, when I have members join my team, I do this exact item. You're required to go watch 2 specific videos. And if you watch the first one and don't follow instructions on that one, you don't get the second one. So, anyways, I'll leave it there. We won't go any further on that. Excuse me. So here's an example of what the marketing album is going to look like, right? And I see the chat's hitting. I can't actually see that on my view, so I'll have to get that when we get to the end here in just a moment. So marketing is going to be assigned to so many team members. Everyone that's doing the Craigslist marketing is going to get a link to video 1. Here's how to market to Craigslist. They're going to get a video 2. Here's how I virtually drive for dollars. Here's what I'm looking for. Here's my criteria. Video 3, the link. Here's how we send out mailers. Here's how you address them. Here's how you put the return address. Here's how you spray with a little perfume. Ninja secret there. If you guys spray that envelope with perfume, every wife is going to open that envelope. You put a little heart sticker on the back, right? Happy Valentine's Day. I'm just telling. There's some tricks to the trade. Video 4 is the link. Video 5 is the link, and then you put that document for the frequently asked questions, so that everyone else can put extra questions. And what that's going to end up doing is Jordan might take a question out of the frequently asked questions document and put a video 6 or 7 in here to answer that question. Because, guys, this is if we haven't said it yet, well, this is a 5-week scaling course. This is going to be an ongoing process for an extended period of time. This is going to take you years to get right. And I know that we're talking about it over 5 weeks because I want you to stay focused, but you're going to come back to this year over year over year and say, okay, now that we've gotten this far, how am I going to scale further? And so you're going to keep doing this over and over again. So don't think this is a one and done. You're going to come back and revisit all of these items again. So recap of week 2. We built a list, and if you haven't done that yet, I need you to stop right here and go back and do your homework correctly in order. What needs to be done to complete a deal? You begin to document those steps using Zoom or something similar. So that's kind of where we're leading you here, is that I need you to be documenting how to do a day-to-day. And it's almost like a day in the life of you, right? Like, I need you to document what you're doing on the day-to-day and then figure out how to pull yourself out of those situations. You're going to either upload them to YouTube, Vimeo, or whatever you want. You can even put them in your Dropbox or put them in your Google Drive. Not going to get any further than that. You're going to do something where the content's available. Let's just say that. Again, hosting the training. Jordan, I actually can't read what it says on the bottom there.
I must have been drinking PBR when I made this. Guys, we're repeating this a bunch of times because I don't know. Like I want you to understand how freaking simple this is, right? Like I know it probably sounds repetitive. It's that simple, right? It really is that simple.
No, but it's not. It's back to real estate. Real estate is a very simple procedure. There's nothing easy about it. Like it's very simple. In order to analyze a deal, I do 4th grade math, right? Like in order to answer a phone, I learned skills that I use skills that I learned at my first job answering the telephone. And so this isn't complicated, but it's a commitment where most of you are going to get lost. Okay, so before we do Q&A, this is going to take time. I need you to hear me say that again. You're going to take time. Doing your first couple of videos is going to be very intimidating to you. As somebody who's recently started a podcast, go check out the Kings and Queen City podcast. You like that plug, Jordan?
That was really good.
That's a free one. I'll take that. But the first time I did it, I was really like paranoid and, oh my gosh, is it going to sound right? Guys, just do it. Just go out and do it. It's going to take you a couple tries to take the video. Can I get a free pointer here? Free pointer. Everyone write this one down. Pull out a pen. I'll wait. When you're doing your videos, if you are on an iPhone, please put it in either do not disturb mode or airplane mode, because somebody's going to call in the middle of your video When you're 10 minutes in,
it'll be your best video too. The best one you've ever done.
Every time. Video, and someone put in chat, ask me how I know. And then the next free tip, when you push record on the video. Oh, actually, I'll give that tip too. When you push record on the video, make sure it's actually recording and you didn't take a picture on accident. So you've done the whole entire walkthrough and you go, oh, I have to redo the video again. Third one, on the iPhone, you can take a video either with the home button to the right or with the home button to the left. So what I did the first time I took a video is I said, this is a video with the home button to the left. This is a video with the home button to the right. And then I played those, and one of them was upside down. I believe it's home button to the right for the iPhone. On your Google or other device, figure it out. Over time, you're going to get better and better at this. Over time, your library is going to expand, and you're going to have these quick links that you can shoot out. So every time someone asks a question, as opposed to and I'm really bad at this. I used to be that I'll just, as soon as you ask me a question, I'll shoot back the answer real quick. And I then realized that wasn't time effective, right? And that's what we're all about, is establishing a system and being effective. So I sat down and I took the 3 minutes to record a full video on whatever the question was. And now instead of shooting out the answer back to you every time, here's the link. When you're done viewing that video, let me know. Don't let this overwhelm you. It's okay. You're going to be able to focus more on what you're doing. You're going to be able to scale your business, because as opposed to spending all day answering the same question 15 times, you're going to end up scaling your business to be bigger and better. And every time you add another video to the collection, you're allowing that to happen.
Guys, really quick, hear me on this. You're already doing it already. You're already talking to a seller. You're already driving for dollars. You're already doing this and that. You're already doing it. So stop wasting your time and completely, like, it's like every freaking couple days you have to like completely redo yourself. Stop doing that. You're already doing it. It's already taking you X amount of time. So click record. Yep. Just click record, and that way you don't have to teach it, 1,000 times.
We were talking about this.
I spent the first year of doing business, I did every single thing myself, and every time that I talked to somebody, I'd repeat myself. Mm-hmm. And like I about burnt out just doing that. So I was like, you know what? I'm done with that.
Yeah, and it's you're already doing this. I need you to document your life. I was talking to a new investor the other day, and they've just started a podcast too. And they were talking about that they didn't start documenting early enough. And most investors don't, because you're like, I don't want to show my failures. Guys, your failures are what give you credibility to move forward. When you talk to someone and they say, oh, I've never failed, stand by. They haven't failed yet. But hey, we're getting off track. We're going to give an example real quick, and then we're going to jump into Q&A. So the average wholesaler is going to close 5 deals. If they're making 7,000 profit off each one, he's making 35 grand a month. Everyone says, wow, that's great. However, doing that many transactions, you're going to get burned out. Someone in this call who's going to scale their business, they're going to start implementing what we're doing, and they're going to focus on growing their business. If you close 9 deals and make $5,000 a month because he paid his team, he made an extra 10 grand a month, or 120 grand a year. Let's look at this when we step further down the road and you're continuing to scale your business. Our same wholesaler is still doing his 5 deals a month. He's still making his 7 grand, and he's going to generate his 35 grand. 7 grand a deal. He's going to generate 35 grand a month. Great. He's going to eventually burn out. When you scale, he took his 120 and he started putting that back into his business, right? And build a bigger team with more members, which we're going to talk about team members next week. So be ready for that. He's now closing 15 deals a month with only 4 grand profit. So his profit's even gone down. and he's saying, hey, I want to hit more singles, right? We call those singles.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are shooting for that home run and done. Guys, if you just bat a bunch of singles, life is good. So he's closing 60 grand a month, and just further and further down the line, he gets busier and busier and kills it. The lone wolf is only making there's making 25 grand more than the lone wolf, 300 grand a year in 2 years. Guys, these numbers are great, and I won't give away his exact numbers, but all of you looking at this say, well, that's not possible. Jordan did very similar to these numbers, like really, really similar. So the reason we're having this conversation with you guys is because we've seen people go from, I'm just working by myself to I'm working with a team, and how powerful that is.
Guys, for clarity, really quick, that's $300,000 more than 35 grand a month.
Yeah.
So by leveraging, by scaling, your profit, you're going to have to pay your freaking team, as you should. Pay them very, 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 very well. Hear me on that. Pay your team well, not your employees. You don't have.
We might hear you say that again next week. Just saying.
Dude, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it until everybody's free, man. I need more people to drink with on the beach. I'm selfish. I'm rude.
I look forward to us drinking on the beach. By the way, in like 3 weeks, guys, me and Jordan are drinking on the beach, and I cannot wait.
April 20th, baby.
I cannot wait.
So, guys, it's not that he's doing 300K. He's doing 300K more than the guy doing $35,000 a month. And Taylor, we misspoke earlier. He's not getting busier. He's building a better team so that he's getting less busy.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
I like to equate it to this team, and I'll finish this off, and then we'll jump in because we're getting short, and I want to make sure we have time for Q&A. If you've ever been to the carnival, guys, there's a guy there that spins plates. He puts a pole down, and he spins plates on a pole. That is literally what I need you guys to do. Some of you are still working on that first plate, right? You're still working on that first deal. What I do all day is I look at all my plates and say they're all spinning. Today I had one of my plates stop spinning, so I had to walk over to that specific plate and give that specific plate attention. The other plates that I've lined up were still spinning just fine. I had, right before the call started, I had one of my guys come drop off some cash because that's what that plate does. And so I just need you to keep adding one more plate to your business so you can go across. Would you prefer if you got paid, if every person on the planet got paid $100,000, would you prefer to keep 100% of your effort, which is what the individual does, or would you prefer to get 10% of 10 people's effort? Think about it. You're making the same amount of money, but in the 10% of 10 people's effort, you're not doing anything. So guys, so that's the power of scaling. We're going to go to question and answer. Keep focused on week 1 and week 2. We'll bring you back around if it's outside of that realm. Don't feel offended. There's no wrong answers, wrong questions. Let me jump out of this and we'll go back. So with that, I'm going to scan back through the chat, but if you have a question, throw your hand up, and me and Jordan will go back and forth getting those answered.
I know we had Stas said that he had a question really quick. Yes, sir.
Hey guys, good afternoon. So basically where I am stuck at is how can I acquire cold callers, and what's the best way of paying cold callers, and people, how can I acquire people pulling up for me leads in the courthouse, and what's the best way to pay them? I was thinking for
I love this question, Stas. I'm going to push it off till next week. We're going to go very in depth about this exact question next week. What I need you this week to focus on is setting up the system to teach them how to do cold calling, and then we'll worry about the compensation next week. Is that okay?
Yes. The next thing was I found out a company that basically they're gonna manage the cold calls for me, and I basically gonna evaluate if I like the return of my investment and if they're doing great, you know.
Sure.
And, basically, I have to pay them $1,000 for the management, and you know, for the guys to call is like basically it's 1,300 per cold caller for 2 weeks, and I think it's great. But what's the best way? Should I teach them or should I hire them to teach them?
Dude, before you spend the $1,300, talk to me and Taylor offline. I want to make sure that you're getting what you think you're getting.
Yeah.
Just throw it up in the elite chat. Remind me. I'd love to take a look at that service first, just before you dive in. Guys, shout out to Stas. He just turned 19
and just retired from his job forever.
You know what I was doing when I was 19?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Like I was chasing girls. Like I was in Colombia, South America, drunk off my behind on the beach. I had dreadlock. Like you guys should have seen me. I'll find a picture for Taylor.
We prefer not to.
Oh, come on. Stas,
Hey.
Dude, huge shout out, man. Like I love what you're doing, dude. You inspire me daily.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Stas, excited to answer that question. Not blowing you off. It's just we're going to answer that exact question. I do have a horror story to share. And if one of the team members reminds me, I will share a horror story about phone calls next week with you. There are a couple of questions about screen recordings. Guys, we utilize Zoom to do our screen recordings. I'm sure there's a ton of other platforms out there, and I'm sure they're all great. Zoom makes it so easy you can't screw it up. And, I don't know if there's a way for me to show a video of me showing how to do a Zoom share, but it's so easy. You know what they'll do? I'll look on YouTube. I guarantee there's a how-to on YouTube, if not put out by them. If that's not clear enough for you, let's have a conversation about that specific item because it's really important to what we're talking about. A bunch of people are asking about the recording. Zoom's going to give you the MP3 and the MP4. You can add. Going through chat. Stas's question here again. Or commented that you can add description for frequently asked questions in YouTube. Mm-hmm. Doesn't work when your phone is on. Stas, do not disturb will work except if you have, there's a setting where you can say allow favorites to dial through do not disturb. There's a way to change that. If you have an iPhone, post offline and I'll get you through that. That was an issue I was having at first because Ed would call me, and Ed's on my favorite list, and so he'd be able to dial through my do not disturb.
Damn it, Ed.
Airplane mode's a good one. Your battery charge is important. Okay, I think we've got everything. Guys, what are the questions? Oh, Lawrence has his hand up. Lawrence, thank you for sharing, by the way. Your list was really well done and a great source.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. My question is, so basically what you're telling us is that for each step of our business, we should use Zoom to record or do training videos for when we outsource the steps?
That's what so use whatever service you want. We're recommending Zoom because of the convenience and ease of use. And then uploading onto YouTube in an unlisted format. That's the cleanest way to do it. If you have something that you prefer, and yes, your lighting is awesome. You have like a strobe light effect going on. That's great. If there's something you prefer, please use that. But this is what we're recommending.
Lawrence is having a party. I didn't get invited to the strobe light party, man. I'm kind of offended.
No, that's my TV, man.
Hey, it's good.
So it's not basically Zoom, but what you're saying is that you want to document and record each step, right? As a training manual.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what?
Anything that you're going to be outsourcing, anything that you're going to be doing that's going to allow you to spend more time and more focus on growing your business. Like
Okay.
If you're already doing it, make a video, and then we'll organize it in the right album or file.
Okay.
That way anybody you bring onto your team has access to it, and you don't have to keep on repeating yourself.
And
Sweet.
what I do is I bring you guys know I'm married. I have my wife watch the video, and like I tell her, don't follow any steps, but exactly what's in the video, and then tell me where I missed something. Right?
Yeah.
If I missed a step, great. I want her to find it before we put it out to the world, and they show that I'm missing a step, and I dropped out not putting pictures up or something like. So have that team member that that can go back, and I don't know the socially correct way to say this. They have to be smart enough to only follow your directions and not imply anything outside of that. And so you have to be very specific. Lawrence, I need you to just follow my directions and don't use any outside knowledge that you might have. So I think that's going to get you in the right direction. If you have any questions, engineer for ignorance. Yeah, Tom's great point. John and Wendy have their hand up. Lawrence, did we get you? Give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Really quick, I had Luke Anderson up really quick, and then I've got John and Wendy right after them.
Perfect.
Luke, let me find you, unmute you.
I think we're good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Didn't have a question, just a couple quick comments. I implemented, if this helps anybody, the video training for somebody to help for driving for dollars virtually a few weeks ago, and it worked awesome. And, so what you guys are teaching makes a lot of sense, and it's helpful. So if that helps anybody else out there, it does work, and it is very helpful. Also, with watching you guys go through this and hearing everything, I'm phasing out of a business in the next week, and there's going to be a new guy coming in and replacing me. And I think that this could be a great opportunity for me to help him out and transition by doing, hey, this is what I did. This is the steps that are in place, so that I don't have to spend a whole lot of time with him getting that all transitioned over. So I guess my comment on that is that there could be a lot of awesome applications with this.
And when you get creative, you really like it. I mean, it expands really far. I've I don't know. We have a partners in Australia, right? And I've made a short video of, hey, here's how you get on my local GIS and do XYZ on my local GIS, because they wanted to know. So like, it's really far reaching on almost anything. Here's a quick record. Zoom, it has two different ways where it can record onto your computer or into the cloud. That takes 4 or 5 minutes. You put that on YouTube, so you can have any video on YouTube ready to go in 15 minutes max.
Yeah. And it typically, from my experience, just the little experience, like with the guy that was doing virtual driving for dollars, it took me less time to do the video than it did to have a conversation about it.
Well, and now you don't have to have that conversation ever again.
Right.
So I love that.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for putting in the action.
Guys, if you look at the time and the money, like everyone's like, oh, gas is whatever. If you go spend 5 hours driving for dollars yourself, what's it going to cost you? Taylor, what's your time worth?
Thousands of dollars.
Okay. So goes and drives for 4 hours. That's $4,000 plus gas, plus missed opportunity. Missed opportunity cost, you guys would be sick. I lost out on a deal a while ago. It was a wholesale deal, slam dunk. I had a buyer lined up, the whole thing. I missed out on it because I was doing something in my business that I didn't have to be doing. I was dealing with a tenant, just so you guys know. I missed out on the deal. It was a $44,000 deal.
If we haven't restated that, guys, the day that you have a property manager take over your properties will be the greatest day of your life. Like, I'm getting on the team members here. My bad, Jordan, my mistake. But your advance for next week, your property manager is one of the most important team members on your team.
So my point is, and to Luke's point as well, guys, you can pay somebody. I'm going to have to look it up. I've got virtual assistants from India. Like they normally make nothing. I mean, like in India, like the standard or whatever, India and Philippines, I've got both.
India's average annual pay is $1,500 a year. A year. So when you're talking about paying them $3 or $4, guys, I had somebody one time, how can you ethically pay somebody that? Guys, you don't realize that when I pay them $4 an hour, they're higher paid than all of their peers because of the exchange rate of American dollars to whatever they get paid. Like, I'm paying them higher upper class pay. So,
yeah.
Again, we're getting off on a tangent here, but
it's the correct tangent though. Like I offer my people incentives. I'll give you $150 bonus for everything that we close in addition to your hourly rate. I'm paying them more in an hour than a lot of their friends make in a week. So when they go work for me 5-10 hours a week on driving for dollars, I am saving myself thousands of dollars by not me having to do it. I'm paying them more than anybody they know makes. My bonus alone is they're making more that quarter when they close a deal with me than so many other people. So guys, our point is like, know your worth. I ask this all the time, and people, I get everybody gives me the wrong answer. What's your time worth? Oh, well, in my industry, people make $13 an hour. I didn't ask about your industry. Oh, well, my neighbor is a doctor. He makes whatever an hour. I didn't ask about your neighbor. What is your time worth and what is the cost of lost opportunity? So pay somebody 3, 4, 5, 10, $20 an hour to do it. If they're good, like you find like one of them like gamer, I don't know, like John Brown's like a gamer. Where's Todd Fleming when I need him? Like, guys, these people are really, really quick on a computer. Like they do stuff that I have no clue. I'm in Montana, right? Like we barely, it took a miracle to get me on this call tonight. They're going to do this stuff extremely fast, guys. They can pull 100, 200, 300 properties into an Excel spreadsheet for you in a couple hours. How long would it take you to do that driving for dollars traditionally?
Yeah.
The cool thing is like if they're using Google Image, like I showed you earlier on the call, that's at least in Montana, that's a couple years old. So when I see a property that was jacked up a couple years ago, then like somebody else on my team actually goes by it, dude, it's still messed up. It's a huge opportunity there. Okay, Taylor, cut me off. Where's my rant?
I got it. I'm gonna mute you. I don't know if it'll let me. There you go. He's muted. Jerry says he has a Jamaican VA that he pays $3 an hour, and you know what? That's probably great money for them. Hey, let's hit. I do general videos. Very few people are worth my individual time on an individual video. If guys, in case you don't know, John and Wendy are in my market and really good friends of mine. And in fact, we're doing a deal together right now. So really excited. If John and Wendy ask a question, I'm going to make a generic video about whatever I'm working on. And then I'm going to tag John and Wendy in that post. Does that make sense? So that way I don't have to do that video again. If it's very specific, I might do a video specifically for them, but that's not likely. John and Wendy, you guys had a hand up. What do you got?
I've got to unmute him. 1 second. There we go.
I think
Williams.
Yeah. So my question was, what do you suggest as priority? So should you just attack these things as you're doing things and it comes up, or should you maybe prioritize something that you really be doing, or maybe the simplest tasks, or do you have any direction on that? Or
John, what are you doing the rest of this week in real estate? You driving anywhere? You looking at a deal? You doing an inspection? Checking in with a contractor? What are you doing tomorrow?
We have meetings all week.
We do. We have I can't send people to my meetings. And
dude, don't ruin make something up. Don't ruin my presentation, bro.
We do have to go check on our flip this week to make sure the plumber actually came, and that was another thing. You know, one of the things on our list is like stuff that I have to do. Yeah. And I'm wondering, you know, stuff. Obviously, you have to sign. Mm-hmm. That's something you have to do. But in my mind, something like going out and raising private capital, because that's something I'm focused on this week. That in my mind, that's something I need to do.
Of course, yeah. No, that's a you have to do. To answer your specific question, which was, do I make a list and just start at the top and go down, or do I prioritize? The answer to that is both. I want you to make a list of general videos that you're gonna have to make. And Jordan, how many videos did Todd get on that one class he did? 70 something videos?
100, man, 100.
100 some videos. So you shouldn't break it down into 100 sections, but you should have something of like, here's my general idea, and then as an item flies in that you have to send John a video, step over and do that one video. So you're juggling both of like the immediate needs are getting done quickly, but in general, you're building out a whole entire back office of suggested videos. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. I was thinking about, you know, if I'm going to start plugging people into tasks, maybe I should focus on that thing and get that going and then do the next thing. Or I guess another approach would be just do it as you're doing it across the board.
It's both. I mean, I'd love to say there's a simple answer here, but you're gonna have to balance it both ways. As you know, you're bringing a team member in, you're gonna make 5 generic videos for that team member, and then they're gonna come up with problem 6 that you didn't think of, and so you're gonna have to just plug it into the mix there. With that note, like don't go, okay, this is video number 5, because then when you put a video in the middle, it's not gonna make sense. Just say, this is this video on this specific topic. This is this video on this specific topic. So then when you rearrange the order later, it's not a big deal.
Guys, for clarity, I'm not asking any of you guys to go out and record 100 videos tomorrow. Not even next week, not even next month. Like if you've got an hour or you've time blocked an hour, a week, a night, whatever your schedule looks like, yeah, make a couple of videos, go down the list, yeah. But if you're already doing a task, click record, right? Like that way you're not doing it twice. Like I don't want you answering calls and then later that night making a video on how to answer calls. Click record if you're answering a call. Like I have Zoom, I drive my business partners crazy because we all use Zoom. I have my Zoom account up all the time. It's literally me looking at myself. I'm that arrogant. It's because I know a phone call is going to come in. I'm like, boom, or I'm going to be doing this, or I'm going to be doing that. And then somebody puts in the chat, dude, who's on Zoom?
That does happen often.
Yeah, that's my bad. We've got Frank up next. Frank, let me unmute you really quick. Yes, sir.
Hey, so question on the virtual, the virtual driving for dollars. Like in the area I'm in right now, Northeast Florida, most of the videos or most of the driving for dollars the Google stuff is like 2015, 2016, if I'm lucky on some of it. And I will also say, and I don't know if this is everywhere, but Northeast Florida, and I also noticed a lot of it up in Chicago when I was doing REOs up there, Google is known for being wrong on a lot of its actual numbering. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it can be off by thousands.
It's almost always off.
Yeah.
What I do in the video that I've made for my people that are doing that, I use we don't have GIS or whatever you guys are calling it. It's called Montana Cadastral. So I just show them like you've got it pulled up, and it'll show like a little square, boom, 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 boom. So if they're doing Google Street View and they're on the corner of First and B Street, it's the third house in. I think it's 10 times more accurate to use the state's information rather than Google. And to the point of like a lot of the time it's like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. That can be a great thing. It can be a negative thing. It could be old enough where somebody has already bought it and rehabbed it. It's still a good person to contact because maybe they're a buyer. Maybe they buy houses and they flip them.
Hey, Frank, real quick, what's your zip code?
32226 is my primary zip code. But then the primary zip code that I hunt is 32209 for tax deed properties.
I'm gonna add something real quick. This might or might not work, but we're gonna give it a try. So if you go to Zillow on anywhere in the country, this works almost everywhere. Say for example that this was our subject house that we had looked for. I don't know that it is, but we're gonna give this a try. If it fails, I apologize. This works almost everywhere, but let's see. So say this was a subject house that you thought might be it. If you scroll down on the page, and can you guys see the Zillow link here? Mm-hmm. Okay. If you scroll down on the page and you click on price and tax history, oh, you guys won't do it. Hold on. Let's see if it's another house or if Florida doesn't do it.
That's why I don't live in Florida.
This might be the reason you don't live in Florida.
Keep in mind, I was at the beach this weekend and last weekend and the weekend before.
Okay, so you guys do it. Awesome. If you go to almost any Google or Zillow listing and you click on the county website, it automatically points you to the property listing for that specific page. This works almost anywhere in the country. So like this is kind of the back way into your guys' property search. Does this look familiar to you?
I live in there.
Okay, so
this is one of the 3 sites that I live in from Duval County.
Okay, so my point is that anyways, it's linked from that Zillow. So you guys that are making videos, that's one of my favorite ways to do that.
Yeah, we're going to take a couple more questions. I've got to get out of that. Taylor, if you check the chat really quick, I'm going to see if anybody's hand's up. These guys are on it. They're like, dude, we did 10 videos during the call. We're golden. Did I lose Taylor? I did. I was like, man, Taylor's quiet. Guys, I've got no hands up and no questions in the chat. Is everybody good? We've
Sorry
got
about that. My
Okay.
my battery's dying. I wanted to make sure that I was here for you guys. Apologize.
Yeah, no worries. Guys, we've got time. We've got a couple more minutes if anybody has any question about the specific. Taylor, I think we need a challenge.
Yeah. Well, and if you say that you're watching this on the replay, because there's going to be people watching the replay, and even some of you guys might come back and rewatch the replay. If a question comes up, guys, that's what this group is for. I need you to be posting through the week that, hey, I watched the replay. I didn't quite catch what was going on here. And we can follow up throughout the week. So if you're on the replay, you're not being neglected either. Throw it up in the group. Let's talk about it and let's figure out where we're going.
That's boring, buddy. I know,
but as a recorded content, we have to make sure those people feel involved as well.
Dude, if you missed it, you missed it.
It's gone.
It doesn't look like we have any more questions. Here's my challenge, and we'll see if anybody does it. My challenge for you is in the next 7 days, you post a video of you doing, I don't care what video it is, driving for dollars, looking up, I don't care what, you post one video in the group. Taylor, should we say the best video, the most descriptive video? I want to give something away.
I will give away a copy of Todd Fleming's book if you can't wholesale after this.
I'm gonna match that, and it'll, so for sure, if you guys do not have that book, you need to win this challenge.
I'm going to give away 2 books. I'm going to give away my favorite book ever. And if anyone knows me, knows what it is. But if you don't, it's a surprise. And I'm going to give away a copy of Todd Fleming's book.
So we're gonna do two giveaways. Frank's got a good point. We need a backup book. We'll do 2 giveaways. So guys, I don't care what it is, and it does not have to be. You're not gonna win by being professional. Do a video of you doing one of the steps that you lined out last week. Post it in the group. I don't care if it's a YouTube link. Post your unlisted YouTube link if you want in the group. We'll check it out. We'll
Jordan, we're gonna put rules on it. It has to be on YouTube unlisted, because I want to see you following the steps. It has to be on YouTube unlisted, and I want to see your video. That way you're following the steps.
I love it.
So I'm giving away 2 copies. Jordan's going to find 2 books to give away. So we'll give away 4 copies, 4 books total. I will ship them from South Carolina. He'll ship them from the country of Montana. And so those you have to give, 8 or 9 weeks for shipping. What'd you say last night? You got 14 feet of snow?
We got, between last night and this morning, we're at probably 14 inches of snow. So just over a foot.
Lawrence just upped it. I'll make you a deal. Whoever wins, if you are not going to the meetup with us, I will get your copy personally autographed by Todd before I send it out.
Yeah. Guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for being on. Literally half of the people that paid for this academy are not here right now. 50% are not here. I think like 3 people were like, look, dude, we're at an important event. Like, I get it. Somebody had somebody in their family was in a car accident, right? 50% of the people are not here because it's not important for them to scale their business. So I'm going to give you guys an encouragement. If you're in your market and you're learning this, you are going to kick the ass of the people that are lone wolf. Anybody ever seen the movie The Gray? Liam Neeson, I think. Dude, bad ass movie. Like it makes me like at the very, very end, I don't want to give it away. Hell of a movie. Great movie. Go watch it. Lone wolves don't exist. They hunt in packs. They're in packs. So when you guys are out there trying to be a lone wolf in your business, my team will kick your ass every single time. Taylor's team will kick your ass every single time. Your team that you guys are going to be building will kick anyone's ass that's a lone wolf.
Jordan, can I plug your team real quick? Guys,
don't tell them about it. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to tell them about it. Jordan's team is talking at an event tomorrow night. Before I knew that he was a member of Jordan's team, I knew that he was an all-star. And this guy is talking at an event tomorrow night I'm going to. Come to find out, like full circle, this guy was on Jordan's team. And so Jordan is only having all-stars on his team. We're talking about team next week. Be ready to get there. Start recording your content now, and let's start scaling your business.
Let them know that Jordan and Chris Cedar say hi.
Oh, for sure. No, for sure. I will buy him a beer from you tomorrow. Maybe I'll bring a PBR to give him tomorrow on behalf of you.
Man, why you gotta do that to me? Guys, I appreciate you. I'm excited. Let's keep the momentum going. I do want you guys to know this is a 5-week academy. Week 4, we have to do 2 videos because me, Taylor, actually a lot of the people on this call, we are all traveling. We rented, I'm going to consider it a mansion. It's
a mansion.
It sleeps 30 people. It's got like 1 million bathtubs and like it's right on the coast. So technically week 5, we will all be in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. So guys, on week 4, we're going to do 2 videos, 2 sessions, and I'm going to put up a poll. We're going to vote, and I want to pick the day that the most people can be there.
So one is going to be on Monday for sure.
Yes. Yep. So guys, that's it. Appreciate you. Need anything at all, please throw it up in the group, and we will hit you guys here soon.